Thank you, James. It's great, really great to be here. Good morning to everyone. It's a pleasure to welcome you today, as James did, and we think we're going to have such an exciting day, which is hopefully super productive, gathered in one room to remind everyone of the community that has been built and our mission at the Freedom and Prosperity Center. And I'm honored to kick this off, particularly an amazing day with AC Front Page here featuring Deputy Secretary of State Chris Landau. Chris, thank you for coming. As many of you know, the Freedom and Prosperity Center at the Atlantic Council drives evidence-based policy reform to increase human well-being, particularly for the poor and the marginalized in developing countries. By analyzing the fact-based, peer-reviewed data about the linkages between prosperity and a country's level of economic, political, and legal freedoms. The Center provides empowering data for change makers to effectively advocate for sound policy decisions that have been proven to improve the lives of people and everywhere in those countries. At its core, the Center exists to answer a simple question with actual data from every country in the world for the last 30, 35 years on what actually makes countries more prosperous. At the heart of everything we do at the Center are our indexes. We just published new ones in 2026, our 5th year, for 164 countries over more than the last 3 decades. The comprehensive peer-reviewed data tells a consistent and compelling story. Countries that protect economic freedom, political rights, and the rule of law perform better across every dimension of prosperity for their citizenry. For example, our data highlights the importance of political freedom in creating economic growth. Countries that successfully improve political freedom experience an average of 8.8% more GDP per capita over 20 years compared to their more autocratic peers. And that's on top of all the other social and institutional gains that are enjoyed. These are real numbers and they affect real people. The urgency of this work is only growing, sadly. Our data shows that political freedom and the rule of law have been declining globally since 2012, every year for more than the last decade, despite empirical evidence that improving these improves the lives of citizenry everywhere. Addressing these challenges that arise from these global trends starts with proving that they are problematic, and our indexes do just that. And our commitment to using data to advocate for sound policy choices across the world remains steadfast as ever. And to be clear, it's all about the data. There's lots of opinions, some are fact-based, some are not. We publish the data, people can draw their own opinions, and they debunk the autocratic myth. At the moment when traditional aid models are being reevaluated and resources are under increasing pressure, it's critical that we think how capital flows to countries and communities that need it most to enable lasting positive effect. The data shows this clearly. Investments are most effective where economic freedom, the rule of law, and stability exist, and where reforms are actively underway to build them. And this is exactly how we look at it with our Atlas of Freedom and Prosperity. The 2026 version is available outside, and it's available online, just published, where we do an in-depth analysis using local experts to understand what has driven long-term prosperity in their countries. Every country's path is different, but one lesson comes through consistently. International aid works best, actually helps countries where governments are committed to good policies, not just where poverty is highest, as one of these year's authors, Stefan Durkheim, outlines in the Atlas's foreword. I'm thrilled by our excellent lineup of speakers today. This forum is going to be awesome, and I hope everyone will stay through the afternoon as we explore specific host topics in conversation with everyone. Now, I also get to do something special to announce today. We are super pleased that later today, a major expansion of the Freedom and Prosperity Center's data-driven approach is going to start as we launch a new partnership with our friends at the John Templeton Foundation. This endeavor is going to be known as the Entrepreneurship Policy Initiative. And when finished, it's going to allow us to measure the hardships that small and medium-sized businesses face in countries around the world, again, to provide actionable, evidence-based recommendations for those countries that wish to see their economies grow from the bottom up. Greg Walcott of the Templeton Foundation is here, and we're grateful for Greg's support and partnership, as we are the friendship with the Templeton Foundation now for many years. Super people doing wonderful things. Throughout the day, we will explore a range of critical issues shaping global prosperity, including Chinese investment and influence in the global south, how U.S. aid can help address challenges such as cartel-driven instability in Latin America. And with such a focus now on critical minerals, we're going to spend some time focusing on whether and how mining can have a real development impact on local populations for the good. We'll look at how economic statecraft can provide mutually beneficial outcomes for both the United States and emerging economies. We'll also take a look and a deep dive into what's happening in Iraq, in Venezuela, in Syria, and in Tunisia, to pick countries and look at their experiences and connect this to the broader global trends. So thank you for being here. Your continued support of this work means the world to us and our colleagues who are working on this every day, and we are grateful for your support of our programs and hunger to have an even greater impact of this research in the world. So with that, it's my super great pleasure to pass the stage to Atlantic Council President and CEO Fred Kempe and Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau for an AC front page conversation on how the U.S. is using commercial diplomacy to advance our interests internationally. Thank you again.